Have you ever wondered where it all started? Or at least one of the major contributions?
Let's begin our journey through the Oregon Trail.
From Missouri to Oregon, the Oregon Trail was a wagon track that covered a distance of 2,170 miles. The trail ran over mountains, deserts, and unending plains. From the 1840s to the 1880s, tens of thousands of people made the long journey west, arriving on the western frontier with only a few possessions and provisions for the journey, and forever changing the American West. We should start with Robert Stewart. He was the first white man to travel on the route in 1812 that will later be called the Oregon Trail. The significance from him was essentially that he found the safest way to travel west, which made the mass migration possible. Marcus and Narcissa Whitman were the people who really demonstrated the feasibility of the trail's path westward, meaning once they did it, everyone else followed in their footsteps. The main reason people wanted to leave the east and go to the west was because of the idea that they could get a new life, as well as refuge to go or to leave the overcrowded east. The Oregon Trail crossed the frontier between Native American lands and land controlled by the white American. It was an impetus for exploration because many people traveled on the Oregon Trail to discover new places, religion, and other things. It was difficult and could have taken up to a year to plan a 5 to 6 month journey over difficult terrain. All of the immigrants' assets, including their homes, businesses, and personal belongings, had to be sold. Additionally, they had to spend hundreds of pounds on consumables like wheat, sugar, bacon, coffee, salt, and had to get weapons and ammo. The covered wagon was by far the most crucial part of equipment for a successful life on the trail. It had to be strong enough to survive the weather while still being portable and light enough to be pulled continuously by a team of mules or oxen. About 300,000 to 500,000 people traveled on foot 2,000 miles west from the overcrowded east. Immigrants crossed terrain which varied and was somewhat difficult to traverse, the mountains and rivers, as well as dealing with potentially hostile Native Americans. Many families faced many sicknesses that in many cases caused death. Additionally, once they started on the route, it was very difficult to get supplies. It's not like modern day America where you could always go to the store. Back then, the nearest store could be several states away. Westward wagon decreased significantly when the first transcontinental railroad in Utah was finished in 1869 as settlers opted for the quicker and more dependable form of transportation. Even yet, the Oregon Trail continued to be used by tens of thousands of immigrants traveling to California. Between 1866 and 1888, it served as a vital route for massive cattle drives. The necessity to travel tens of thousands of miles in a covered wagon had all but vanished by 1890 thanks to the railroads. Eastern settlers were delighted to board a train and spend 1 week as opposed to 6 months to reach the west. The Oregon Trail really helped the United States expand westward to the Pacific Ocean. At the time, it provided a safer way for migrants to get to the west, but as in modern day, the trail now makes up Interstate 80, particularly in Nebraska and Wyoming. Although obvious, it helped spread many religious beliefs and culture all around, it also really helped shape many states that otherwise may not have even become states, such as Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, and Oregon itself. The Oregon Trail helped many people cross to the west, leading to the expansion of the U.S. while spreading religion and culture between people and shaping many states. However, it was very difficult to cross and not many people made it. Statistically speaking, about 10% of the people that went there ended up dead. Although it is very hard to explain the difficulties and experience, if you want to know more about the Oregon Trail, you could check out the Oregon Trail game or just go to Oregon. Thank you for watching this documentary.